everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I'm here today with a new Junk Journal July video. Today is day 21, and our prompt for today is movement. If you would like to get the printables that I'm about to show you, and I have a brand new pack to show you for this week, just go ahead and sign up in the description below. You'll get an email, and I'll give you a link to the folder where all the current downloads are, and then you'll just get access to the rest of them. And I am going to release a midweek pack this week for some of the prompts because there was a few things that I wanted to do like special for those prompts. So I'm going to release those on the day that we need them. So, okay. So just sign up and you'll get all the printables, and while you're down there, if you could give this video a like, I would very much appreciate it. It helps other people know that we're here and we're doing Junk Journal July, and they are welcome to join us. So let's get on to the printables for this week. Okay, so this week is filled with a ton of amazing prompts, okay? We've got texture, book, window, vintage, sepia. I mean, all of these are really, really good, like, junk journal-y prompts, right? I mean, I guess all of our prompts have been really good so far, but I'm very excited about this week. I am excited about this printable pack. It was extremely fun to put together, and it is full of beautiful things. So let's get started with this. So to start, there are collage tiles, and I am going to show you a little project today for movement that you may want to use these for, and I'll show you what I used. I was going to use these, but then, like, I got an idea. So that was like, but I love making clusters out of these. So there's magic doors, magic libraries, you know, feathers, books, all the things that you need for this week. Okay, and I tried to tone like a range of images in sepia, and also that could be used for vintage as well. So there's a bunch of different themes here. I got a little bird, so there's a bunch of different themes here. Okay, now there's also this assorted tag situation here. There's mini tags, and then there's some like small tags on here. Okay, the mini tags can be used much like the collage tiles. I was very into mini this week when I was making these. Not sure why, but I was. So there's a bunch of mini stuff in this kit. I love it for page edges, stuff like that, you know. So we're getting down to the wire, you know, towards the end of this project, so these things might come in very handy. Okay, now one of the prompts this week is book. So I'm like, what day is it? What day is it? Oh, it's coming right up. Okay, so I thought I would, there's like tons of book stuff in here because it also goes with vintage, you know, it can be used so many different ways. So I have lots of book stacks here. I thought we could do some maybe page borders with these, or like little tucks on the sides of pages with these bigger ones, and then these ones, you know, we can use just like regular fussy cuts. Okay, more fussy cuts here. I was low on fussy cuts last week, so I tried to make up for it this week. So I've got like a bunch of flowers, herbs, books, you know, just stuff that will fit in for the prompts this week. And then I also did a page of illustrated labels. These are what I'm going to be using today in my project. Okay, so these came out they came out quite lovely. I mean, I can't argue with flowers, right? I mean, they're beautiful. So there's a lot of florals in this kit. There's a little cottage right here, you know, there's another one here, like just things to make your journal feel welcoming and warm, and just, you know, well, haven is one of the words I'm going to use today in one of my clusters. So I already picked my words, and I feel like that's probably the theme of this like whole printable kit. I don't know, I just really am enjoying it. So I have tabs in a variety of different styles here. So I have some wallpaper ones here, some like kind of bolder floral ones here. These kind of more go with the theme of the kit, but one of the days we have is texture, and wallpaper is one of the textures that I'm including in this kit. So there's these here, and then I have some wallpapery ones down here as well as wood. And then there's these here, which are just kind of more muted colors that are like more flexible in terms of like you can use them with a range of different colors. Then I did words. So these I'm definitely going to be using today. And then I just have some extra fussy cuts here as well. So like if you didn't want to print out the other fussy cut pages, if you just wanted a couple fussy cuts, you could just print this page and you'd have fussy cuts, words, and tabs all on one page. So, okay. All right, now these are going to be the journal cards that we're going to get into now. This is a larger ephemera. Like I said, there was texture. So I have a set of textures I'm going to show you when we get towards the end of the pack. But wood, grass, these are two of the ones. And I wanted to do some mini textures too for these two, just because I wanted you to have some flexibility. And then I just did, you know, butterfly and like a dove here. It's supposed to be a dove, even though the wings are purple, but you know, I love purple. So, okay, so these are the artist trading cards, and there are 2 sets of these, just to cover all the prompts. I've got lots of books, tons of florals, more books, cottage, you know, there's a rainbow here, just, you know, just a range of inspirational things here for you to look at and get ideas from, get colors from, stuff like that. Okay, and then here these are the vertical journal cards. So window is here, window is here. More books, more flowers, because flowers can be used for anything. And then I did there's 2 books here, like 2 libraries here. There's a magical door and like a forest path. And then I did 2 larger images. One of the prompts, like I said, is window. And I just have this idea of like cutting this out of here. And then, you know, I don't know what I would put in the window, but it's kind of like envisioning, you know, what I would like to do. So, and then I just thought this was pretty, so I made it big. It's just a rainbow. So, you know, I figured that could be used for anything as well, even window, because you could use this as the window. So, okay, so that's all of the like image-based ephemera. And now we're going to go on to the papers. Okay, so I did a bunch of different ones here because there's it's texture this week. I did a lot of like texture ones. So this is like a rumpled, you know, old paper. And then I have like some, you know, distressed wallpaper. I think this goes this way. This is like a distressed wallpaper. And let's see, the next one is going to be burlap, I think. Yeah. Okay, so then I have burlap, another texture. This is coffee stained paper. We had talked in the comments about adding some like basic things into the kit, and I know this is kind of like intense for coffee stained paper, so I'm going to do a more muted one later, but because this is texture, I thought we would go all out and have like a really coffee stained paper here. This one's concrete. And then this is grass, which I love this one so much. And then I have another wallpaper for you. This is like a pinky peach one. It's a little bit distressed, and it's got, you know, 2 different patterns on it. So, and okay, this is tea stained, and it has like kind of a floral sketched border, which I thought was kind of pretty. So, and then finally we have wood, and this one has like, that's why I included the smaller brown wood one, because I did this kind of like rainbowy wood one for this, because I feel like this gives you a lot of flexibility in color, because you can use this in pieces or you can use it as a whole. So I use this as one of my backing papers, I think, for something that I printed. I printed a bunch of stuff that I'm not going to use today, so I'll just show you it as I use it, because I did a bunch of printing and cutting already just to prep myself a little bit for the week. Okay. All right, so that's all our papers. So now let's hop into our project. Okay, so I went through my journal here, and this is basically the next page in my journal. I know it looks a little weird because it is uneven. It actually closes, believe it or not. But it's harder to work on, you know, with this keeps flopping this way. But anyway, so this is the page that I'm going to be working on today. And from the, like, when I read Movement the other night, I was looking at it, I was thinking, like, oh, I could do, like, a flip, I could do, like, a brad, you know, you can move it back and forth. But then I thought to myself, and I don't know where I get these ideas from sometimes, like, what if I did, like, a clothesline type situation? So if you guys made Index X with me, you'll kind of recognize this construction. I did a little mock-up here so you can see where I'm going. Okay, so my idea here is to put the brads in, connect them with the string like this, and then I'm going to hang my little clusters from these little lines. Okay, so it won't be like a clothesline, but it's kind of like that idea. It's like the same thing in Index X. We just used it on the evidence board to connect the evidence. So this is kind of similar, but it's more like linear. So it's just going to go right across the page like that. I'm going to put the brads right through the page in my journal. And then what I'll do is I will do something on the back of this to cover it up. So I have this, you know, because this was my extra tunnel spread that I did, but I think that's going to end up going actually on the inside back of my journal. I apologize if that's confusing because I just switched gears suddenly, but I think I'm going to put this on the back of my journal because I think it's perfect there. And also, you know, it's kind of crazy because, like, this is the back of the journal, it's the last page, but really it's just like a window out, you know, into like the future on the back page. So I think that like kind of sums up the journal really nicely here. Okay, so back to this one. So basically this is what I'm going to do today, and then I'm going to make a cluster for each string, and then I'm going to hang the cluster on the string. I have a bunch of stuff here. I will show you really quickly. I have these little clips. This is what I want to clip it to the string with. These are these like mini clips. I don't know what they're called. They're Tim Holtz. I don't know if anybody else makes them this tiny, but these are what I want to clip my clusters to the string with. And then I also got myself bulb pins, safety pins, some eyelets. These are the brads I'm going to use. And just some word about the brads really quickly. You want to use the ones that have bigger heads. Like there's some with really tiny, like nice, like low profile brads. You do not want those for this project. You want these ones where you can really get the string underneath them. So I will try to link these in the description. These are fantastic. Okay, and then I just have some charms. So that's what I'm going to use these in my clusters. And then I did do some prep work here, you know, hopefully to make this go a little bit smoother. And then also I'll be able to talk you through my clusters instead of fast forwarding it through with the music, which I usually have to do because, like, if I don't know what I'm doing, I need longer time to think, you know? It's just the way it works. And then sometimes I have to get up and run around and look for stuff because I'll suddenly be like, oh, I need this, you know? So that's why I usually, like, fast forward it and do the music because there's, you know, you guys don't want to sit through that. So, okay, so I'm going to start with this here, which is going to be poking the holes in here. I'm going to use an awl to do that. And I want to poke them basically like pretty close to what I have here. The only thing I want to do differently is put this one up a little bit higher. because, like, you know, see the difference. I'm not going to worry about it, but, you know, that was based on my, like, mock-up here, like, what I would want to do for my experience. And this paper, if you're wondering, is from 3 Wishes, I think. So I figured it was close enough to what I'm using here that it would be a good match. And it's in my bin, you know, of just, like, unused paper. So, okay, so now I'm going to poke these holes in. It's a lot more nerve-wracking when you actually have to do it in your journal. So I want to go, yeah, I think I want to go like this as opposed to like this. Okay. All right, so I'm going to poke these holes in here and hope that I do a good job. And then I'm going to pop my brads in. If you want to, you can put like a little piece of cardboard in here. It just really depends on, just to keep like a little bit of space so you can still wrap your string around here. But I found I had no trouble with that. So I figure I could adjust it if I need to. I like how I just randomly poked the holes in this one and now I'm all worried about this one. It's a lot easier when you're doing your, like, practice one. Okay, so that one's going to go in there. I want this one about here, I think. The only thing I want to do is try to stay like about the same, like vertically. That way, so I think, I'm not sure, it'll have a good, like, good spacing for the little clusters that I'm going to hang on there. Let me go up, like, I went way down on this one, huh? If I only get 5, I only get 5. Or no, I'll get 6. Right, and then this one over here. I didn't poke that hole very big. It's a lot easier to see on that side. Okay, and then I'll have this one tie down here. Okay, and I'm just going to use like regular old string for my line here. So it's just like regular, I think this is just like kitchen string, to be honest. I bought like 3 different kinds of string at this point, trying to get like the right string weight. This is still a little bit thicker than what I want, but it works. I think it's going to work for this really well. I'm still trying to find really thin twine. If anybody has a link for that, like on Amazon, I would love to have it. Okay, all right, so that's that one. And then what I'm going to do is just twist these around. Each one of these. I want it to be pulled firm, but I don't want like too much stress on the brad because I don't want it to rip the paper. Okay, I have that. I guess I should probably tie this last one. Okay. All right, so that's my like clothesline basically. And now let's make some clusters. I have a bunch of stuff that I got out here. I'm going to put that aside for just a second. You don't need this anymore either. Okay, so I have picked out a bunch of stuff here. These all go together. These all go together. Okay, so I picked out 3 words, and I'm gonna put, I think I'm gonna do this one at the bottom because it's the smallest one. And I'll have the least amount of, like, this is still my mock-up, but the least amount of space for it. And then I'm going to put this one at the top, this one in the middle, and then these alternating between them. Okay, so what I did is I pulled out a bunch of stuff to do these with, and then, so I'm going to put these together right now, and then I have some other extra pieces to add on to them, because what I want to do is, on one of these, okay, so I think I'm going to make it this one here. Okay, so for this one I have, this is cheesecloth that's tea-dyed. I have a piece of embroidered silk here. And then this is from the kit, and this is from the kit. And what I thought I would do is I kind of want, okay, so I want this to hang low here, and then I want this to go on here, and I'm thinking of putting like a brad in there to hold this all together. And whoop, whoop, with this, and then this could, like, you know, basically swing on the brad, so it could be, it would be movable. So I actually need to, I'll use a tiny brad for that one, just so that it doesn't like stick out like huge like this one. Okay, so for this one I'm going to use this little tiny square brad. And I think that'll go like really nicely in the corner there and kind of hold this together. And then I'm going to look and see like what else I want to include in this little cluster. I got like this like massive bag. I'll show it to you. I hope nobody's going to be irritated by the crackling. But I got this massive bag of thread. Like, it's just like loose threads from 1924 linens, and I'm so excited about it because I don't have to rip up my I don't have to rip up cheesecloth to get thread now. So I'm just going to take a little bit of that thread that's in that bag, which I'm just so like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. And I'm just going to add that to this cluster as well. And I'm just like, you know, I wanted to like pull together a few things that I thought I would want to use, and then I figured I could just add to it while we're doing it on here, because I want to add, you know, different kinds of layers. Like, I was really excited to use this embroidered sari silk here. It's super pretty. It's exactly the colors that I wanted for this page, so I'm very excited about it. Let's put it like that. And then I don't know if I should add like paper into that situation or if I should just leave it alone, because now I've got all of this stuff going too. So I may just put this together, see how it looks, and then see if I want to add anything. I am a little bit sad about this covering I don't want it to cover too much of the butterfly, you know what I mean? But I still want to have the word on there. So I guess Like, I just have to make some compromises here. Oh, I'm like, what did I do with that tiny brad? Okay. So I'm going to poke a hole through all of this. Shouldn't be too bad because it's like fabric and like 2 pieces of paper. Or 2 pieces of cardstock. I have printed, I put this at the top of my video description. I think it's really helped. Oops, I only got one through. I printed it all on cardstock, 110 pound. The Hammermill. Okay, so see, that went right through. Oh, I want to make sure it goes through this completely though. Okay, so I can put that on there. This on here, and then I have all my crazy wild thread here, which I think is, oh, it's like exactly what I wanted, you know, because it's a little bit of pink to add to this, so it just pulls the pink out here as well. Plus it's wild, so the thread should be wild, right? And then my other thought here too was like, okay, so let's see. Okay, so for this one, and okay, and this one, for this one, I have the, I think this is a piece of silk as well. I think it's sari silk. It's super soft. And then the lace on top of that. Then I have these dried flowers. Now, I'm not sure like what level of like durability these are going to have in a journal, but you know, I just, they're super pretty. So I figured I would put them on here. And there's this like image of the cherry blossoms. I think I got that. Make sure I didn't cut that upside down. Okay. And then, okay. And then what we could do too is add like a little charm to this. All right, so let me cut this so that it's not so big, because I have it even folded over in the back. I don't need quite that much. Okay, yeah. And I'm gonna cut that just a little bit longer than the lace. I can always trim it if I want to. This is kind of large. I hope it's going to fit on my thing. If I could abandon the silk on the back, but I think it needs that backing layer. If I have to, I'll just cut that down. All right, so I think I'm going to glue this one together, and then probably like we could add like a pin or something with a charm onto this one. So I figured I would try to use like a bunch of different like embellishment ideas on this, and just, you know, have like a variety of stuff on the clothesline, so to speak. Clothesline doesn't sound great, but it's kind of what it is. So alright, and then I'm gonna put my flowers in there. And then I'll stick this right on top of the flowers, and hopefully this will be durable. Ooh, okay, I'll just put a little bit of my pink thread on here. How about that? Because it was just sitting there. And I feel like it helps bring out the pink. I have to stop gluing this to my fingers. Okay. This is kind of a crazy one because it's so big. But if I have to, I'll trim it. Like, because I can always trim the top piece here and make it a little smaller. Okay, so like if I wanted to put a charm on here, what should we put on here? I have a bunch of charms that I used alcohol ink on. Oh, this one says number 365, so I think I'm going to use that because I think that's really a cute little nod to the year there. Oh, I hope I don't need a jump ring on this to get it to... Wait, which way to... Okay. Oh, wait, no, I think I might want to go that way. Yeah, that way if I pin it like this. Let me see how this looks, because if I don't like it... Oh, no, I think it's going to be okay. Okay, I'm going to see how that goes with this. If I need this to lay flat, I can add a jump ring to this so the charm like faces like forward, you know. So I think these charms, when they come, they're like silver. So I just alcohol inked mine all with like a brownish color so that they would be more like closer to the bronze color, because I usually try to buy all my hardware in this bronze color. So, okay, so for this one, I have a piece of waxed like parchment paper here, and then I have a piece of green fabric, a piece of tea-dyed cheesecloth, and then I have my cute little house. Oh, you know what would be cute? I wonder if we could pin this across the bottom. I don't know though, because let me see. I might want to add a little bit of lace to that one too. Let me see if I have any right here. I knew I was going to come up with like, you know, or actually, no, let's see, it has to be lace. I knew like I can pre-make all the clusters I want, but I'm going to change my mind midstream. And I have to say, like, every time I say clothesline, I just keep thinking about my mom, because when we were kids, she used to like hang all of our laundry on the on a clothesline, you know. And I was like born on the East Coast, so it would snow, man, and she would still be out there hanging her laundry out there. It's crazy. It just keeps making me think of that. It would freeze. I'm not sure what happens, like. Alright, there we go. I'm gonna put the green on, then I'm gonna put the tea-dyed cheesecloth on here, and then I'm gonna put the lace, and then I'm gonna put the house. So that's like a whole bunch of stuff on here. I'm not really super great at crafting with buttons, but I think it could look cute in this kind of a situation. I'm always trying to figure out how to work a button into my crafting, but like I just don't want it, like I don't want it to look too, like, I don't know what the right word is, but like I don't want it to look like too shabby, I guess. I don't know. I might need metal buttons or something like that, just to... And I have this like little flap on the back here, so I was thinking I could hang that over the string. And I don't know if I would like to trim this or not. Okay, so my options for attaching that to this are maybe a tiny paper clip, which I do have right here. There's a little heart charm too. and a leaf. Let's try the paper clip first. I think I'm gonna need to trim this. Maybe I could just put it on the bottom here. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna staple the thread on there. And okay, so the thread is kind of like a nest, right? And a nest is kind of like a home. So I feel like that kind of works out right there, just like that. Okay, I just messed. Okay, there we go. And then we'll just stick this right on here. You know what? Oh, could I do this? If I put the heart on the paper clip? Okay, so I put it on the middle one. Is that too big for that one? It might be. All right, let me hold on to that just in case. And then, okay, I gotta move this along. I'm just taking my sweet time here. Okay, all right. Because I'm sure you guys want the printables, so I have to get the video done. All right, I'm gonna cut that a little bit, and then I'm gonna put, okay, so for this one I have Sari Silk, I have paper from Book Page, I have a little bit of dyed green lace here, and I have my little butterfly label, and so I'm going to put all of that together, and then I have my little twig, I guess you would call it, here of this. So I'm going to glue this one all together. Now this guy on top. The paper kind of helps with the structure situation, you know, because my labels, or the little like label pieces I chose from the kit, are all pretty small, you know. Oops, I have to put this down too, huh? Okay. I'm just going to put that one aside to dry really quick, and I'm going to assemble this quiet one. Okay, so this is the one. Okay, so this has the tree. It has a little bit of lace. It has a little bit of mummy cloth that's tea dyed. And then it has the muslin that's, oh, actually, yeah, that's the, oh, I'm sorry, this is cheesecloth that's tea dyed. It's just like a finer grade of cheesecloth. So it kind of looks like fabric, but it frays like cheesecloth. Okay, so I want to put this on top of this. Like that. This on top of this here. So I'm going to do it like that. Okay, and then that's going to go on there. And then I want to just grab like some, I guess I could use this brown paper again. I just want something on the back of it so that it's just got a little bit of extra structure, you know what I mean? So that when I go to stick it on the thing, it will hold. Yeah, I think that's good. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do a little staple back here to tack this together, because I think it really helps like keep everything together. And then I'll just run some glue in here. That might be enough for the whole thing. It just like helps keep the like arrangement together, you know? I mean, I suppose you could even take it out after you glue it. Okay. All right, and then I'm gonna put this guy right on the back here. Okay, so now I also have this. So I need to figure out what is my best placement for this. Should I put a brad in there, or an eyelet in there? We could try that. We haven't done that yet. And I wanted to try to use like a bunch of different, like, you know, have them all be a little bit different. Let's see how I get that. Okay, put that in there. That's gonna be tight. I've never done this like through so many layers. All right, it's through. I need to get some smaller ones though, because that's, I don't know, that's kind of ugly. The one nice thing about these though is they squeeze pretty easy, and I don't have like the best squeezer hand, so. Okay, so I could add, to this one I could add a pin. And I could add my heart to that if I can get it off of here. I also have a leaf. I could use that too. Maybe I should have just used the jump ring. Is that possible? Thanks. I might need to get a bigger one. I did not anticipate needing the jewelry pliers. I'm gonna need like another ring. This is probably a weird way to do this, huh? Let's try the leaf, actually, because I feel like the leaf actually goes better with this. There we go. Oh, that's actually kind of cute. I didn't close that thing. I'm sorry. Oh boy. I'll have to get my pliers after this just to make sure. Do you think I can attach this too? Okay. This is, okay. What if I punch the edge of this? I'm not sure if this is a great idea or not. Oh, it turned out way better than I thought it would. Okay. How should I put this on here, do you think? Okay. I like I'm trying to crowdsource. I do this all the time. I'm like asking questions and you guys cannot answer me. Okay, can I put this in this hole too, or is that too much? Or I really wish I had the pliers now. Okay, so I want to put this here, and what if I put this on here? Okay, it's just going to need to be cut a little because it's too big. I thought this video was going to be quick, but I should know myself by now, right? Okay, oh, bummer. Okay, I got it. Okay, I got it on there. It's on there the right way. I love it. I love it so much that I think I'm going to punch the wild one too. I didn't think this much of the pattern would show up on the edge of it. Okay, so I've got that one. So I've got Quiet, I've got Haven here, my butterfly, my cherry blossom with the 365 pinned to it. And then I have my wild one, which is wild. So let's punch the end of that one too. I'm just going to turn it over so I can see what I'm doing, and also lining it. I'm trying to line it up so that it's at the lace is centered on it. It's trying would be the operative word there. Okay. All right. I'm pretty excited about this actually because I didn't love the way the ends of those looked hanging down. And now I think that looks way better. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and, I didn't glue this, so I'm going to glue this really quickly. And now we can, I think we can put them on. I think I'm done messing with them. I mean, I would love to add thread to more of them, but I'm going to restrain myself. So that, oops, that's going to come loose if I don't glue it. Okay. I do like how wild looks wild, though. Okay. All right, so let's do put them in the journal. I can't wait to see how it looks. And if my plan works. Okay. All right. So here's where we go. Here is the page. I'll cut my string at the end, I think. Okay, so I definitely want this one towards the bottom. I don't think I'm going to be able to put them on my very bottom string. Okay, so I want to do quiet up here for sure. I'm just going to kind of lay them out, and then I'll clip them on once I'm pretty sure I like what I've got. Okay, so this one feels like is 5 too many. It might be. What do you guys think? Oh, it looks really crowded, huh? Do you think I can get away with that many? It's way more crowded than I thought it would be. I'm gonna try to clip these on here and see how that goes for starters. Okay, so okay, so these little like hooks on the back of these ones that I did with the paper was a good idea. I wish I'd done that on all of them now. The only problem with these clips is they're super little, so it's kind of hard to get them like as low as they need to go. Possibly, like, you know, I thought about making these into hidden paper clips, but like the hidden paper clips are so bulky that I don't think that, I just didn't think they would work, you know? Okay, so this one, right, where's my clip here? The whole point of my idea here was that you'd be able to move them around if you wanted to. It does seem like I may have made, like, I should have made smaller ones. This one's not clipped on yet. These two are. I think I would like it better though if this one was over here. Can I move this one? Ooh, come on, little buddy. The other one moved okay. There we go. Okay. All right. We're getting there. We're getting there. I think, so my original idea was to like, I thought I was going to use a plainer page and then I was going to end up stenciling behind it. But I thought that might be too much chaos, you know what I mean? The other thing that I thought too is that, you know, this is probably too big to fit on this spread, but couldn't I still just, what if I did this? Oops, take that out of there. So like, say take this here, put this on here, and put this on here. I'm going to cut this lace so it's shorter, and then make some smaller pieces, you know, that I could still hang on here. Oh wait, this would have to go, in order for this to work, under here. Like that. So that would definitely give me movement because they would be able to slide back and forth. You know, the other thing I was thinking too is like, I thought about this when I was making it, but if I had tied some knots in this, that would also like allow me to do this so that things, like I could constrain something from like here to here, you know what I mean? Or a bead even on here that would just help it, you know, just keep everything in line. This one is tough to get on there because of the, I think it's on the, is it on there? No. It's got so much fluffy stuff on the back of it. I thought about using little tiny clothespins, but I thought they would be like, they would make my journal a little bit too bulky. All right, here, just give me a second here. I'm going to, okay, let me grab one of these guys and let me see what I have here. I have like a whole pile of just, you know, scraps and stuff, especially from my, oh, you know what, look, I have this little postcard. Okay, what did I do with my ink blender? This does not have that much ink left on it. I mean, I could pin all kinds of stuff to this, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, what if I did that? This postcard's kind of big. What if I put it right here? Is that too much? Okay, tell me in the comments, please, if I made this too much. But it's kind of fun. It's fun to make this, that's for sure. I have another charm I'm going to put up there, and then I will stop after that. So that I can publish this video or upload this video so that you guys can get your printables. And also so Pickle can have his fun times outside because he's ready to be done with this. Okay. All right. This is my crazy spread for movement. It's a little busier than I intended it to be And I probably should have a little something something in the background. I don't know. It's already quite busy. I just feel like because it's so busy, this is now not busy enough. But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. I'm going to use this for a cluster on another page because it has my pretty dried flowers on it. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you love the new printables. I am very excited to hear what you guys all think. I have to trim off my ends here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. And I already forgot what the prompt is for tomorrow. Oh, okay. I will see you guys tomorrow for texture. So maybe I can use this. Thank you guys so much for joining me.